G'day folks, and welcome to the Waffle Pan with the Magnificent.Margon. This is the segment that I get to talk about whatever I want, and whatever you guys wish me to talk about. Plainly and simply, if you want to learn more about me, the best way to do it is to ask questions, and I encourage it as much as possible. The week that was, well, this week was my first week back in my hours of shift at work, as well as a few other minor alterations and changes. As I mentioned earlier in the week, I had a training development put on by the school that I work for. It was one of the first of its kind to what the principal actually which is pretty cool. I like that, having something being a first, more or less. So the idea of it was to basically develop the staff outside of teachers, basically, in more or less people skills, trying to help us to step out of our comfort zone, more or less. Half the trouble is, for me, I do a lot of things already outside of my comfort zone, quite regularly and on a regular basis. When I first started doing this was something that was not something I would do. Making videos and things like that. I'm not sort of the best person when it comes to dealing with change, and that's probably the biggest weak point about myself. I'm not very good with change. Another thing that can be noted with me is that was a complete miss. Is I have a wide range of skills I've picked up over the years through organisations that I've sort of taken part in. It's one of those things that I enjoy. Always good to see another one. Yeah, it's sort of, it was just teaching me little things. One thing I did get out of it was I do need to try and change up my life to become more brave, more or less, is probably the best word to describe it, to deal with new situations and things like that. I've never been very comfortable doing things, like first dates and things like that. Always made me very worried. Mentally I was prepared for it, but physically my body just couldn't handle it, and it was like pulling teeth. It was a very awkward social situation I was in. Outside of that, I could talk to the person for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, but it didn't work for me as such under those circumstances. It was difficult for me. And that's more or less how I look at it. But that was really the only thing that I got out of it. I liked that there was a few good strengths that I had in the meeting, but nothing that stood out, really. It was interesting to hear the point of view from my own boss, and how she felt towards particularly the auxiliary staff of the school, and things like that. And it was good because it was sort of her first training session too, and to hear from her and the things that she said towards us, it was actually really good. It was very positive, and it's looking good for change in the future. So I'm hoping that things work out well in that regard. Game wise this week, I've got a couple of new tanks. No, not really. One of us just played a few of the tanks. Work on them, grind them up. Played some games though in tanks. brilliant games. As you can see, I'm now playing down the Russian line after I played with the Germans in War Thunder. So I'm getting back into War Thunders ever so slightly. War Thunder was a bit of a pastime, just to do things similar to other games. And I love being able to just jump in a plane like this. What was the other thing? This week I actually went out to Portal. Now Portal, as we all know, is a game, more or less, that it's a puzzle game. And I've always wanted to get it, but never got around to actually getting it. So I was sort of partially convinced to get it, and once I got it, I actually got a little bit motion sick, more or less, from playing it. I focused so hard on the screen, like flying around the plane and things like this. I didn't think, oh yeah, I don't get motion sick flipping the screen around, throwing myself around everywhere. But this one, holy moly, I must have got a bit of motion sick, because once I walked away and did a few other big things and got myself right, I didn't feel so out of place, which was good. I did like that a lot. So that was interesting. Now I did get Portal 2 as well, but I haven't actually I haven't got anything else yet. It's sort of one of those things. I have played this before. My bad. Oh well. You'll get something different from Tanks, that's for sure. But yeah, outside of that, like, this week's been really, really different. A few curveballs have been thrown my way and stuff like that, personally, but that's okay. It's going to be interesting in the upcoming weeks to see how some of those curveballs play out. And once I know more information, I'll share those with my community. What else is there? It's good actually to get back and playing with Kaz. It's been a long time since Kaz and I really had a good week of playing computer games together, and it was good just to get out there and play Tanks. And we played some monster games, which I have shared quite a few of them with you this week, and things like that, so it's been good. Blackadder is now back in town after spending a good few weeks over in Dubai with his future missus and things like that, so that would be good to see him when he gets back. So let's head on over to the Tanks now. So yes, as I was saying, yeah, Blackadder is going to be back. He arrives back basically now as I'm recording this video, so I'd say tomorrow night, depending upon how busy he is getting ready for different things, he may jump on tomorrow night. We might have a bit of a chat, a couple of games, things like that, which would be good. He might even be able to get in with his roommate Harlequin too. I haven't seen Harlequin for a number of weeks, so it'd be really good to have a few battles with him as well, and see where he's been over the last few weeks and catch up with him, along with a few other bits and pieces like that as well, and find out how Blackadder's plans are going with his wedding. Now he is having two weddings. He's having an Indian wedding, which comes down to his wife's side of things, which is going to be absolutely huge, like most Indian weddings, with the full ceremony and things like that, as well as they're having as it was described to me today, a Westerner's wedding. I more or less had a joke and said, okay, well you can dress up like Woody and I'll dress up like Buzz, and he laughed and goes, well I want to be Buzz. So I said, fine, I'm Rex, I'm a dinosaur, rah, and all sorts of silliness like that. So he had a bit of a chuckle over that, and I think he's getting a little bit of jitters before he gets married. I was pretty good doing all the work preparing, but remembering my wedding was more or less I think it was just before I got married. It wasn't when I got married, it was just before. I distinctively remember um, having to stop for a few minutes, relax, and take a breather, basically. I actually had to fall asleep for a good hour and a half to reset my body, and that comes down the line of that whole nervous thing. And it was the first time I actually had full control over my body, and it was actually the best night of my life. Having a wedding is interesting in itself. You're basically binding yourself to someone for the foreseeable future, basically, because of the way things are these days. A lot of people get divorced. I don't think that's going to happen between me and my partner. But you never know. Sillier things have happened. But if it does happen, hey, more time for me to play computer games and I can devote to you guys. But as it is, I get a lot of freedom, which is really, really good. I am really happy with my partner, and she supports me in doing things like this, and I support her in her things. She does her horse riding and stuff like that, which she loves to do, and I enjoy playing computer games, so it works out well between the two of us. I've never read that before. Tier 9 go. Yeah, well, I was going, but I know what this corner is like, and it's not a pretty corner, but when you get butt shots, you take them. So, look, if you guys ever find the person to marry, go for it. It is a big thing for some people, and some people just don't really care. All depends upon the person, more or less. So it is good. That was a bit close by artillery. No, not getting another shot on him. What else is there? So yeah, no, it'd be really good. And he is having a Westerners wedding, so that'd be really good in a church and all the other la-di-da and hoo-ha, basically, and things like that. So it'd be good to catch up with Blackadder when he gets back in town. And what else is there? There's also that's really about it. Starting to really click with the E75, and I'm been umming and ahhing whether to get the free XP, the Top Gun. Don't have a lot of free XP due to the fact of how much I have spent already on basically well, the tanks as it is. Like I've got to get some more premium time this week, but I've also got a lot of bills coming in. Got to pay my my car insurance and things like that. So that's this week's project of money, basically. Don't know whether I hit him then, but I don't think I did. This is where I decided, okay, I'll start to move up now. The IS and the Type 61 have taken a fair beating, so I'll run around this way now. It's pretty safe to do so. We've dug out the enemy. T-95's threatening the other flank. What the silly thing is, with this map, I never really like it a lot, just because you have so many people camping, and I always look at it and go, well, why do I want to go out there and risk my tank for you silly people? And that's the way I look at it all the time. But I do in the end anyway, because that's why you have a tank. What else is coming up? There's a few things coming up. Oh, that's right, this T-29 tries to push out, and I just wait. There's no point in me rushing. I know that he can penetrate me, but hey, someone's going to take him out for me. Perfect. Yeah, so I've been playing a variety of different games this week. It should be good to get back into tanks a lot more. I was hoping to play a little bit today with Kaz, but he has been unable to play. That was just unlucky. Because you're playing Dota 2. I don't mind Dota 2. I don't play a lot of it. But I play enough of it by myself, just playing against bots and things like that. Yeah. Should have really been side-scrapping. I don't know why I wasn't side-scrapping here, but anyway. Silly of me. Silly of him too. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Look, I do enjoy just having this segment where I can just sort of talk about general things. It comes in handy to sort of wind up my week and to finalise all the things that I've done throughout the week as well. I have some great games playing on World of Tanks and in poor guy, silly guy, and in War Thunder these days. I don't know. I've noticed that if I don't play my way, I can't play, and I do encourage you to always play the way you want to play. There's no reason you have to play like everyone else wants you to play, because you might not be comfortable doing that. A few times I have listened to instructions more or less from other outsider parties, and it's got me killed several times. I was in my T28 Pro, for instance. This is going back a number of days ago now, probably earlier in the week, and this guy says, "Follow me." Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. So I started following him. We were on F4, and followed him up the hill. By the time I got there, everyone else was pretty well dead, and it was just me and another guy left. And I'm sitting there going, why on earth did I go and sacrifice myself and go up this hill when I could have been going in a completely different direction and different path altogether, and well, not die basically. And I got so frustrated, I sort of half rage quit at that stage. Wasn't a full rage quit, but it was pretty well a rage quit. And I only did it because I was just so annoyed at by following people that I shouldn't have followed, knowing my tank is probably the better thing to do. This 32 really had a nice position. I should have, as you can see, I'm partially trying to side scrape around this corner, and the Tiger 2 just rolls out there, forces him back when I had a nice shot at the top of his gun hole. Anyway, plane went straight through his drive wheel, so he can't go any further now. He's stuck there. And let's drive another one through. Bang. Love it. I do love it. So, guys, all I can say is, as I was saying, don't let people boss you around your games. It is your game. No one else can take that away from you. And you've got to understand those factors and things like that. There's no reason for you to be put out by someone else's decision. So guys, always enjoy your games. Play the way you want. Do what you want to do. Have fun playing games. Play your games with your friends. I play a lot of games with my friends, and I do enjoy them. And I've made a lot of good friends through games. Probably games in general have given me most of the confidence that I have today to do the things that I do. But outside of that, guys, look, enjoy what you do. Happy hunting. I'll catch you in those skies, and I'll see you on those battlefields.